Have you ever questioned why some relationships come so naturally, while others fade away no matter how much effort you put in? Hey, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Landry Emanuel, and if you're new here, it's awesome to have you join us today. You're in for a treat, because we're about to talk about something that's absolutely essential to any successful relationship in the modern dating world. Have you ever wondered why some relationships feel effortless, while others seem to fizzle out no matter how hard you try? Why do some people seem to connect so easily, while others struggle to keep even the most promising spark alive? Well, the answer to all these questions often boils down to one thing, and that thing is communication. In today's fast-paced world of dating apps, social media, and constant notifications, it's easy to get lost in the noise. We're swiping left and right, chatting endlessly, maybe even getting excited about a first date. But when it comes down to it, what really keeps a relationship going is how well we communicate with each other. It's the glue that holds everything together, and today, we're going to explore exactly why that is. So, grab a snack, settle in, and let's dive into the truth behind why communication is the key to modern dating success. Let's start by painting a picture of what modern dating looks like today. We've all experienced it: the endless swiping, the superficial conversations, the games. You match with someone on a dating app, exchange a few messages, and maybe things seem promising. But then, just as quickly as it started, the excitement fades. One person stops replying, or maybe the conversation feels like you're just two people talking past each other, not actually connecting. And let's be real, this happens all the time. It's almost like we've become immune to genuine connection because we've been so conditioned to expect everything to happen quickly. You're waiting for the perfect match, but there's always something that feels off, like maybe you're not really connecting, you're just both going through the motions. So, the question is, why does this happen? One of the main culprits is miscommunication. Let's take a closer look at how it works in dating, and why it can totally derail even the most promising interactions. Miscommunication and unrealistic expectations. First off, let's address miscommunication. Think about it. You meet someone, exchange a few messages, maybe you have a nice first date, and you're feeling good about it. Then, the next thing you know, they stop responding. Suddenly, you're left wondering what happened. Did they not like you? Did you say something wrong? Here's the truth. Miscommunication happens when two people aren't on the same page. It could be something small, like the way you worded a text, or it could be more complex, like differing expectations about the pace of the relationship. One person might want to take things slow, while the other might be ready to dive into something deeper. And if you're not communicating openly about your feelings and your needs, these small differences can turn into bigger issues. Miscommunication is the silent killer of relationships, and it happens more often than you think. In today's world of texting and social media, we tend to rely on short-form communication, a quick text here and there, an emoji, maybe a meme. But these quick exchanges don't always convey the depth of what we feel. So, the next time you find yourself wondering why things didn't work out, ask yourself, did I actually communicate what I wanted? Or did I just leave the other person to guess? It's easy to slip into a cycle of overthinking. We read between the lines of a simple text, or we wait for the perfect response. But what we really need to do is have those difficult, honest conversations up front. When things are unclear, ask for clarification. You don't have to guess or wait. If you want a genuine connection, you have to be intentional in your communication. Ghosting and emotional intelligence. Now let's talk about ghosting. We all know the drill. You've been chatting with someone, maybe you've had a few great dates, and then, poof. They disappear. No explanation. No closure. This experience is so common in modern dating, and it's one of the main reasons people get frustrated and disillusioned with the whole process. But what is ghosting really about? It's not just a matter of someone being rude or inconsiderate, it's often a lack of emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is the ability to understand and manage your own emotions, as well as recognize and influence the emotions of others. When someone ghosts you, it often means they lack the emotional maturity to handle conflict or uncomfortable situations. Instead of communicating their feelings openly, they choose avoidance, hoping that the problem will just disappear on its own. The thing is, ghosting is not just about being disappeared on, it's also about the person doing the ghosting. It reflects fear. Fear of confrontation, fear of hurting someone's feelings, or even fear of being vulnerable. It's much easier to simply vanish than to have an honest conversation about what's not working. So, if you've ever been ghosted, don't take it personally. It's not about you, it's a reflection of their inability to communicate. But here's the silver lining. If you're the one doing the ghosting, ask yourself why. Are you avoiding the conversation because it's uncomfortable? Are you scared to be honest about your feelings? And most importantly, if you want to avoid ghosting, start by being honest. If you're not interested, say it in a kind and respectful way. Set the tone for the relationship by communicating openly from the start. It's way better to have a brief but honest conversation than to leave someone hanging. Social media and its role in communication. Let's talk about social media, the ultimate double-edged sword in modern dating. On one hand, social media can help you connect with people, learn more about them, and even find common ground. But on the other hand, it can also make communication harder, and sometimes even completely undermine real connection. We all know that social media often showcases the best version of someone's life, right? Perfect pictures, filtered selfies, and those couple goals posts that make everything look so effortless. But we also know that this is far from reality. The perfect dates and flawless relationships we see on social media are often the exception, not the rule. When it comes to dating, this can lead to unrealistic expectations. You start comparing yourself, your relationships, and your dates to what you see online. You wonder why your relationship doesn't look as perfect as someone else's. But the thing is, those perfectly curated posts aren't real. They don't show the whole story. They don't show the tough conversations, the disagreements, or the challenges that couples face behind the scenes. So, if you're finding yourself frustrated by social media, maybe it's time to step back. Don't let what you see online dictate what you expect in real life. It's not about the flashy dates or the perfect Instagram photos. It's about the real conversations, the connection, and the honesty you share with someone when the cameras are off. If you want to build a true connection, you have to step away from the online world every once in a while. Get to know someone in person. Have real conversations without worrying about how your date will look in a post. The power of effective communication. Alright, so we've talked about miscommunication, ghosting, and social media. But what's the one thing that can actually turn things around in modern dating? Effective communication. When you truly understand how to communicate with someone, everything else falls into place. It's not just about talking. It's about being clear, honest, and open. It's about expressing your feelings, sharing your desires, and, just as importantly, listening. Really listening to the other person. Effective communication helps you avoid misunderstandings, build trust, and create deeper intimacy. It's the key to addressing issues before they turn into problems, and it's the secret to sustaining a healthy relationship. Here's the thing. We all have our own communication styles. Some of us are talkers, some of us are listeners, and others prefer to keep things more low-key. But when you take the time to understand each other's communication style, you can avoid frustration and create a space where both people feel understood. You don't have to be perfect at communicating, but you do have to try. And the more you practice, the easier it becomes to have those tough conversations, express your true feelings, and be open to growth. When you prioritize effective communication, you're setting the stage for a relationship that's built on trust, respect, and emotional connection. You create a safe space where both people can be their true selves, and that's when real magic happens. The takeaway. So, here's the main takeaway. If you want to succeed in modern dating, you have to prioritize effective communication. It's not always easy, but it's the most important thing you can do to build strong, lasting connections. You don't need to be perfect, and you don't need to have all the answers. But when you show up authentically, communicate openly, and take the time to understand the other person, you create the foundation for something real. So, my question for you is, how are you communicating in your dating life? Are you being as open, honest, and vulnerable as you can be? If not, what's holding you back?